So we try to raise our kids to make your faith your own. No matter who falls around you, your faith is between you and God. So living that at home it's a big. We keep using the word kavod, the kaved, the weighty. It's very important because that's everything. That is everything. So for us, it's just striving to let them see what we do, good and the bad. And even if I, do something, raise my voice, like I'm so sorry for doing that. I shouldn't have done that. Just to do life together. And I think sometimes when you do a fake life together and try to act like you're perfect, that also creates this weird thing for kids as well when you're raising them, where they're like, I can't do that. And then when in fact I didn't even do that either because I was creating this facade. So just walking through life together in a real way, and not over spiritualizing things, because sometimes even that is a turn off to kids because they can see through it. They can see through when you claim something is, super spiritual. They're, especially Israelis, Jews, they can see anything. They are the biggest. They are the biggest skeptics of everything on planet Earth. So if it's a miracle, it better be a miracle because they're going to ask you 1,000 questions to make sure. Um, so just to be real, but to be an example. I had a cool. I just did a song with a girl by the name of Tarian, and she's Toby Mac's backup singer. Sweetheart girl, African American girl from Memphis, Tennessee. Grew up in a rough part of town and just gave her life to the Lord, and it transformed her. And I went up to record the song. I actually went up to meet her. I had my son Shuki, who's 17 years old, and we got to meet. And up there in the studio was Toby Mac. It was just like a couple of us and Toby Mac's there listening to her song. And then we had this 1 hour, maybe 45-minute conversation about music business. By the way, it turns out Toby Mac tells me his wife is Jewish. Both her parents are Jewish. I'm like, I had no idea. He's like, yeah, I get a little extra blessing through my wife and my kids, he said. But we had this great conversation about music business, and he stopped right in the middle of this. And I say this because there's so many good people in the music industry. I don't want it to make it sound like we were doing, because Toby Mac's not a worship leader. He's an artist. So he wants to take, instead of singing a rock song, he's going to sing a rock song for Jesus. And I think that's pretty awesome. In his story, hip hop or reggae are all cool, different sounds.
Yeah,
but
Toby Mac played a big role in my kids, younger years. So hey,
that's awesome.
Totally in favor.
Awesome. So he's talking about the music industry, and I'm Jewish, of course. I'm talking music business, independent this whole time, and he was just talking about different aspects of the music industry. And he looks to my son, who's 17, because he has a 17-year-old as well. And he reminded of my son of his son. And he said, hey, I want to apologize to you if it sounds like this is all business, because it's not. He said, we're just using this to share the gospel. Let me just tell you a story. And he said, yesterday I got a message from a kid, a boy about your age who was given up on life, but he gave his life back to Jesus through my songs. And he said, that's what it's all about. And then he had to make sure the caveat was there, because that's beautiful. I really appreciated him that. And that is what it's all about, is to make sure your life is matching your livelihood. What you look like outside is what you match at home. So for us, we try to protect our kids, from making them look like they're characters in the Joshua Aaron story. So you don't see them a whole lot. I'll put them in a music video or two each, but we don't have a lot of people over the house on Shabbat, because we don't want to exploit our Shabbat time on Saturday. It's just our family.